12 years ago, Nolan shocked the world with Inception. To this day, many netizens still believe that Inception has only 3 layers of dreams and a lost mirror. However, that's not the case. After watching it over 10 times, I found that there is a hidden 4th dream between these layers. And the film repeatedly points this out. Below, I will outline the storyline so you can understand this sci-fi masterpiece, which has a score of 9.4 on Duban, even after 12 years. Leo's profession is a dream thief. His job is to infiltrate others' dreams and steal business secrets. Years ago, he and his wife studied dreams and even created a world together. In this world, they stayed for 50 years, gradually losing the ability to distinguish between dreams and reality. Missing their children in the real world, Leo planted the idea in his wife's mind that they were still in a dream. By committing suicide on the railway, they returned to reality. However, that idea still lingered in her mind. She believed that she and Leo were still in a dream. To return to the real world, on their wedding anniversary, she staged a crime scene and notified a lawyer that Leo intended to harm her, then jumped off a building in front of him. After this incident, Leo became a wanted man and began his life on the run. Meanwhile, his wife frequently appeared in his dreams, disrupting his plans. One day, Leo and his brother were stealing secrets from the energy mogul Saito when his wife showed up and captured his brother Arthur. In the dream, to make Leo reveal the employer's name, his wife shot at her partner. Although they were in a dream, the sensation of pain was real. To prevent his brother from suffering, Leo decisively shot her dead. Arthur, who woke up, threw Leo into a bathtub, as the sensation of falling can awaken someone from a dream. Saito and Leo woke up in the same room and were quickly subdued. With their lives in danger, Saito was ready to reveal his secret, but when he touched the carpet he hated most, he realized he was still in a dream. Seeing the plan fail, Saito could wake up at any moment. Leo and his partner decisively abandoned the mission and began to retreat. When they were about to leave by helicopter, they found that Saito had been waiting for them, as a traitor in the team had exposed their whereabouts. Kaito greatly admired Leo's dream-stealing abilities, as the traitor had revealed them. He hopes he can get someone to do something for him. The target is his competitor, an ailing old man. His son Fisher is about to inherit his company. If he can implant the idea of dismantling his father's business empire in his mind, then Kaito can monopolize the entire industry. In return, he will use his means to clear DiCaprio's wanted status, allowing him to return home and reunite with his children. The collaboration was thus established. To complete the task, he prepares to form a new team. His father-in-law introduces him to a more outstanding dreamer, Alan. Upon their first meeting, DiCaprio is impressed by his abilities. Just entering the dream world, he can fold space at will according to his desires. He can also instantly build any structure anywhere. However, many details about dreamers are unclear. DiCaprio patiently teaches him, telling him that when dreaming, he must never recreate scenes from memory. He must create something new, or he will lose himself in the dream and be unable to distinguish between dream and reality. Notably, 1 minute in reality equals 1 hour in the first layer of dreams, which equals a whole day in the second layer. To wake up from the dream, one must achieve it through death or falling. The way to distinguish between dream and reality is to have a totem. If the top keeps spinning, it means one is in a dream, otherwise one is in the real world. Soon, DiCaprio finds the remaining team members. The forerunner, Arthur, is responsible for gathering all information about the target. The impersonator, Eames, can disguise himself as anyone in the dream, providing assistance to DiCaprio in completing the task. The anesthetic is prepared by Yusuf, who mixes suitable anesthetics as needed to make the dream more lasting and stable. After discussion, they decide to use the dreamer's imaginative power to create an unprecedented 3-layer dream. Due to the tense relationship between Fisher and his father, he has never received his father's recognition over the years. In the first layer of the dream, they plan to start with the father-son relationship. The impersonator, Ames, will disguise himself as Fisher's uncle, hinting to Fisher that his father has left him a will. The content of the will is to have Fisher dissolve his father's business empire. Then, in the second layer of the dream, implant this consciousness deep into Fisher's mind, transforming it into the idea of starting his own business. Finally, in the third layer of the dream, have Fisher find the will himself, realizing that all of this truly exists. The content of the will is that the father does not want him to follow in his footsteps, but to enjoy his own life. Just then, Fisher's father suddenly passes away, and Fisher is about to return from Los Angeles to attend the funeral and inherit his father's business. This dream theft operation requires at least 10 hours to ensure that they are not disturbed during the process. After the plane took off, Leo mixed sleeping pills into the water and made Fisher drink it. The dream heist officially began. In the first layer of the dream, they encountered Fisher, but an accident occurred. A train suddenly appeared in the center of the city, followed by a large group of armed personnel who opened fire on Leo and the others. It turned out that Fisher had undergone training to prevent dream theft long ago. These people were his subconscious self-defense. When they escaped the scene, they found Saito severely injured. The others prepared to shoot Saito to wake him from his dream. But at that moment, Leo revealed a shocking secret. This was an unprecedented 3-layer dream. To ensure everyone's stability, the technician injected a sedative far beyond the usual dosage. If one dies in the dream, their consciousness will fall into limbo, trapped in eternal descent. The only way out now is to continue and complete the mission. The forger transformed into Fisher's uncle at this moment, suggesting through conversation that his father's will was hidden in a safe. Leo then had the anesthetist stay in the first layer of the dream to ensure everyone could fall at the same time during a critical moment. and then brought everyone to the second layer of the dream. Here, the forger transformed into a beautiful woman and staged a play with Leo, falsely claiming to be his safety supervisor, as someone was currently trying to extract his dream. Fully utilizing the first layer of the dream, they took advantage of the influence of being chased by the subconscious to lead Fisher to doubt that he was not in reality, but in the dream of a dream thief. They then escaped with Fisher and designed a way to eliminate the subconscious defenses of the second layer. Under Leo's guidance, Fisher gradually began to doubt Uncle Peter. When Uncle Peter appeared before him, Fisher completely believed everything Leo had said. It is important to note that at this moment, Uncle Peter was merely a reflection of Fisher's subconscious. To clarify his uncle's intentions and what was written in the will, Fisher, at Leo's suggestion, prepared to infiltrate his uncle's dream. In this layer, the Forerunner Arthur was left behind to counter Fisher's subconscious defenses, ensuring everyone could fall at the same time. The others then arrived at the third layer of the dream. In this layer, Fisher's subconscious defenses were incredibly strong. Meanwhile, in the first layer of the dream, the pharmacist was already under Fisher's defensive consciousness. If they died, everyone's consciousness would fall into limbo, never to awaken. To prevent such a situation, the pharmacist was left with no choice. According to the previous agreement with everyone, music was played to prompt all to prepare for driving into the lake, using the fall to awaken everyone. This means that the first layer of dreams now has only 10 seconds left, and the second layer has only 3 minutes remaining. The Forerunners tied everyone together with ropes and began moving towards the elevator. The people in the third layer of dreams have only 1 hour left. Their war with the lung defense system has also led to bloodshed. They split into 2 groups, with the decoy attracting the firepower of the defense system, while Leo provided remote sniping to cover the lung shooter as they entered through the pipes. Just as he was about to open the vault door, a figure appeared, who was none other than Leo's dream self. He shot the lung shooter dead on the spot. After that, Leo rushed to the scene with everyone. The crucial part is that tens of millions of netizens believe it was Leo and the Dream Master who went to the Lost Domain to rescue the lung shooter. However, according to what the pharmacist said earlier, in the first layer of dreams when Jitang was seriously injured due to the strong sedative used this time, death would not lead to awakening in reality, but would instead fall into the Lost Domain. Since Leo and the Dream Master didn't die at all, the place they went to couldn't possibly be the Lost Domain. Then the Dream Master continued. As everyone knows, falling in the lower layer of dreams allows one to return to the previous layer. This line has appeared many times in the movie. Thus it can be concluded that there must be a fourth dream layer between the third layer of dreams and the Lost Domain. Subsequently, Leo and the Dream Master arrived at the fourth layer of dreams and found the lung shooter. The Dream Master also returned to the third layer through falling. If this layer were the Lost Domain, they would have to commit suicide to return, rather than falling. This once again proves that this is the fourth layer of dreams, and not the Lost Domain. Leo found his wife and told her the truth from that year, that he had implanted the idea in her mind, which led her to jump off the building and commit suicide in reality. Now he can only be considered a shadow of his wife. After saying everything, he completely severed ties with her. Meanwhile, the lung shooter, who had awakened in the third layer of dreams, opened the final vault and met his father at the moment of drifting. He learned that his father had always believed in him. In the safe, he saw the will and a windmill, hoping he could live a life different from his own. The lung shooter was deeply saddened, and seeing that the time was right, the decoy immediately detonated the bomb. The third layer of dreams began to fall, while the second layer of dreams, in the elevator, it began to fall, while on the other side, in the first layer of dreams, the car driven by the pharmacist also fell into the lake. Everyone woke up, except for Leo and Saito. The one who crawled ashore told the imposter pretending to be his uncle to prepare to comply with his father's order to dissolve the company. He wanted to live for himself. Thus, the dream mission ended perfectly. At this moment, Leo had already drowned in the water. Only this time, he truly arrived at the real Lost Domain and met Saito, who was already in his twilight years. This is the scene from the beginning of the movie. Saito had already died in the third layer of dreams, and because time flows quickly between dreams, Saito had become what he is now. Now, Leo can no longer distinguish between dreams and reality until he sees the spinning top on the table and realizes he is still dreaming. He helps Saito recall everything and takes him back with him. The next moment, Leo and Saito finally wake up on the plane. Saito also fulfilled his promise by calling before Leo got off the plane, helping him regain his freedom after years of fleeing. Now, Leo finally sees his people. The movie ends. It has been 12 years since the film was released, and the topic of whether Leo was in a dream or reality has been debated by netizens. In fact, the answer has long been apparent since the moment Leo returned home. He spun the top again to confirm whether he was still in a dream. From the top's wobbling, we can tell that Leo has indeed returned to the real world. Upon closer observation, we can see that every time Leo appeared in dreams, he wore a ring. But this time when he returned home, it was clear that he wasn't wearing a ring. In the movie, Leo saw his children multiple times, but could only see their backs. Only this time did he see their true faces. And they had grown quite a bit since Leo had been on the run for several years. The children must have grown up, as indicated by various signs. Now, Leo must have returned to the real world and is not in a dream. If there is anything you don't understand, feel free to leave a comment, and I will answer each one. Finally, I wish every friend who likes this a year of revenge and longevity.
If you enjoyed this movie recap, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I post new movie recaps regularly, breaking down the best stories, shocking twists, and unforgettable endings. Thank you for watching. and I will see you in the next movie.